Alrighty, we are good morning. It's great to see you. My name is Samantha, and I am a priest at St. John's Church in Hampton, and also recently certified as a yoga instructor. So if you have any questions, you can just shout them out at any point. We will be starting, since your theme is love thy neighbor, we're going to be starting with a brief meditation. So if you all want to just lie down, I will start the music. I'm going to be talking about breathing, which I never like to do like breathing stuff. I mean, I like to breathe, but not as part of my yoga practice, but try if you can, because I think it does help with relaxation. So the reading is when Jesus was asked what was the greatest commandment, he said, the first is, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these." In yoga, we often hear someone talking about setting an intention, typically for oneself. Today, we're going to set an intention for another and ourselves. So start by thinking of someone who you care for. It could be a friend, a family member, a significant other, anyone you have warm feelings for. Hold that person in your mind. Now ask God to be with that person. Bring whatever they might need. Peace, joy, healing. If you don't know, whatever God's will might be. If you can, choose one word like peace or hope. Think of the person and the word as you breathe in. 1, 2, 3. And exhaling on 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, and exhaling, 3, 2, 1. Next, consider someone who you might find hard to love. It could be someone you know well, or perhaps someone you barely know. It just drives you a little crazy. Hold that person in your mind. Start by forgiving that person for whatever way they might have hurt you or others. Then forgive yourself for the anger or resentment you might feel. Ask that God be with that person for whatever they might need, and that God might be with you as you try to love them. Ask God to have mercy on you and them. And then try this mantra. As you inhale, say, "God be with them." And as you exhale, say, "God be with me." Breathing in, God be with them. 1, 2, 3. And exhaling, God be with me. 3, and 2, and 1. Hold both of these people for a moment. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, and out. 3, 2, 1. And then give them over to God for the next hour. That God's love be with them as you open your heart to God's love and peace. Continue breathing in. 1, 2, 3, your eyes are closed, you can open them. We're still lying down, but we're going to move to a bridge. A bridge is basically where you bend your knees so you can almost touch your feet. You're still lying on your back, and you're lifting your hips. So you're breathing in, 1, 2, 3, and exhaling. We'll just do a few of these. We're trying to integrate our breath with our movement. Yourself a hug. And we're going to roll into a seated position. Ready? We're going to do some side bends. So breathing in to one side and exhaling. One, we're going to move over to all fours. You're seated on all fours. I'm going to adjust my mat a little bit. Okay. We're going to do a move called cat and cow. I'm sure you'll recognize it. You start in a neutral spine, which is basically a flat back. Then you take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, you move into cow. Or cat, right? And on the inhale, cat. I'm just going to stop. So cow and cat. Doesn't really matter what it's called. So when you move into cow, you don't want to just drop your stomach. You want to control it. So it is kind of a core exercise. And then when you're pushing out into cat, just push down on the mat and arch your back, drop your head, and coming down. To warm up our spines, our core. And coming back into our neutral spine. We're going to do spinal balance. And the first option, so if you're worried about your balance, is to take your left leg out, lift it up. You can stay there or bring the opposite arm. Try to keep those hips so pointed to the ground. Sometimes you kind of tend to hike one up, but try to keep it pointed to the ground. So that means your toe is toward the ground. And switching sides. And again. On each side. Now with that left arm out, we're just going to push ourselves up. So our right leg or one leg is extended. This is kind of an adjusted side plank. Pick up that right leg, right arm. Sometimes it helps if you are losing balance to flex your foot. Be real crazy, you can grab your leg, give yourself a nice stretch. Coming back, coming into our kneeling, just forward kneeling, and we're going to switch sides. Again, you can always stay like this, that's fine, or you can lift up. There's no perfect way to do yoga, whatever fits your body. to come back into all fours. We're going to kneel back into my favorite pose. It's called child's pose. So you just bring your butt on your heels, essentially, or closest you can get there. Stretch those arms forward. This is a good time to check in on our breath. Walk those hands to the right and stretch. You should feel a little bit of a stretch on your left side. And back to the center. And to the left. And back to the center. And we're going to come into all fours. And then we're going to do our quintessential yoga move, which is downward dog. So lifting our knees up. You can start with knees bent. If you're an athlete, you might have a hard time with this pose just because your hamstrings might be tight. So feel free to bend the knee a little bit. In fact, let's all bend together. Bend so they're almost touching the mat, and then up. Touching the mat, and up. Touching the mat. And then coming up on your toes, so your tailbone's like high in the air, like it's being pulled up. And then slowly, you can lower your heels. For downward dog, it's not critical that your legs are straight, but you want to kind of have a flat back.
Remember who you are.
So your fingers are spread out like
Remember who you were.
Starfish hands. That helps even out the
Look
weight.
into your heart.
And walking those feet
Slip on
in.
through the open.
So now we're in our forward fold. We'll start with a knee. That knee.
Sit under the sun.
And then we're going to come up into reverse swan
Be
dive.
still for a little while.
And we're going to come into a chair.
Know you are the one.
Breathing in. And exhaling.
You are that sacred smile.
Breathing in.
Because
So the chair is kind of like
you were born with endless love inside
you're
you.
sitting
The
down,
whole
the
world
chair's
is
not
calling
actually
your
there.
name. Everyone's singing hallelujah. Everybody ride on the miracle train. You are powerful beyond imagination. You are
Alright.
made of indelible
Now,
light.
we're gonna
Who's
step
gonna
out.
change this world for
So
the
our
better?
feet
You
are
just
wide.
wait. When
They're kind of
you
45-degree
give,
angle.
you begin to live. When
And you're
you
gonna breathe in.
love, you become
Bend the knees, bend the
love.
elbows.
I am here
Kinda
to
look silly,
remind you.
but you're
Here
opening
to
your
remind
chest.
you.
So
You are
in yoga, we call that our heart
beautiful.
center.
Reach up to the
So our theme is loving thy neighbor.
and hold
You
the
have an
light
open heart,
within
breathing in and
yourself.
exhaling.
Look into your eyes and
You'll find that
behold the one who knows you well.
most people spend a lot of time looking down at their phone.
Because you were born with
driving,
endless love
looking at a
inside
book.
you. The whole world was calling
That
your
means your
name.
chest is
Everybody
collapsed most of
singing
the day.
hallelujah.
So yoga seeks to
Everybody ride on the
open it
miracle
up.
train. You
Breathing
are
in.
powerful beyond imagination.
One more of
You are
these.
made of
Again, this is
indelible
just warming
light.
our body
Who's
up.
gonna change this
And
world
then
for
folding.
the better? You just might.
Like you're sweeping your
When
arms.
you give, you begin to live. When you love, you become love. I am here to remind you, here to remind you, you are beautiful.
Remember to consider your breath.
You are
In,
here to remind us, here to remind
in,
us,
and exhale.
we are beautiful.
Alrighty. Coming back to the center. Bring that right arm over. And now don't collapse yourself. Just bring it over. Breathing in and exhaling.
Remember who you are.
Okay. We're going to come back.
Remember who
We're going to find our mountain
you're going
pose.
to be.
Now, mountain pose seems deceptively simple. Looks like you're just standing. But you're finding where your
Sing up
balance
to the
is.
mystery.
So your feet should be like hip width distance apart.
Because you were
Shoulders
born with
down
endless
and
love
back.
inside you. The whole world was calling your
Tailbone kind of
name.
tucked, knees a
Everyone
little bent.
singing hallelujah.
This is where we
Everybody
kind of
ride
find
on a
our
miracle
balance
train.
pose.
Powerful beyond imagination.
Breathing in.
You are made of indelible light. Who is gonna
So this is
change
the
this world
base
for the
pose for
better?
yoga.
You just might. When you give,
Now we're
you
gonna bring our
begin to
arms up.
live.
And
When
again, like we're holding a
you
big beach
love,
ball.
you become love.
right here.
I am here
If
to
you can,
remind
it's
you,
available to
here
you.
to
Grab your
remind
hands.
you are
Bring it to that
beautiful.
chest expansion.
You are
And if
here
you
to
want to bend your knees a
remind
little
us,
bit, come
here
to a
to
forward
remind
fold.
us we are beautiful. I am here to remind you, here to remind you are beautiful.
And coming
Yes,
back up.
I am
Good job.
beautiful.
We're going to do our first balance pose.
You are
Tree.
beautiful.
There are a lot of options for tree, so if you need to get near a wall or a chair, you can do that right now. Again, we're going to find our mountain pose. And then we're going to shift our weight to the left side, bringing that right leg out. First option. Second option is the heel is at the ankle. Next is the calf. And the final one is above the knee. Never put it on your knee joint. So you're pushing the sole of your foot against the inner thigh or calf. And then with your arms coming up, and try to open that chest if you can. You can also do a prayer pose or whatever you know. And slowly coming down. Good job. Out. Now we'll shift sides. Bring the weight over here, but don't jut. We tend to but try to keep your hip level. Bring that left leg out. First option, second, and then third. Just make sure it's not on the feet. Turning to our breath. And bringing our arms down, bring the feet down. Okay. Let me get a drink of water real quick. We're going to move to sun salutations. This is where you're supposed to breathe, build a little heat. It might be very hard for you. It might be super easy. Either way, I'm going to show an adjustment to start off with modification. So start at our front in mountain pose. And then we're going to do a forward fold. Forward coming down. Try to keep that back flat. And from here, we're going to have our hands on the close to the mat. If you need to bend your knees, do that. Bring your right foot back into a lunge. And you can drop it to the knee. Or you can be up in a traditional runner's lunge. I'm going to drop my knee for this one. And then shifting back into child's pose. But don't get too comfortable because you'll be moving into a kneeling plank. And then from here, it's kind of like a tricep push-up. Coming down slowly though. And then pulling up. So we're just not pushing up with our hands, but holding ourselves up with our lower back. And then back into downward dog. Bringing that right foot forward into that lunge. If you were kneeling before, make sure you do the same thing. Bring that knee up. And walk the foot forward. And coming all the way up. So one side's down, we come into our chair. Breathing in and exhaling. Left side. Again, you can do a lunge or kneeling. And then from here, you can go into downward dog or child's pose. We'll take a moment here. And then shifting into a plank pose. Most of you probably have seen a plank pose. It is you're kind of flat, so your butt isn't up, it isn't down. And then we're gonna come down. It's called chaturanga in yoga, but again, it's like a tricep push-up. Going down, and then pulling forward. If you want to do a full upward dog, you're pushing out with your feet on the floor, and then into a downward dog. Left foot forward. Right foot forward. All the way up. Chair. Breathing in. We're going to do one more on each side. If you ever do like hot yoga or any kind of power yoga, they do a lot of these. We're just going to do two. Breathing in and exhaling. And right foot back. Lunge and downward dog. Shifting forward to plank. And you can drop your knees or you can like this. Or come down to plank. Push it out. Again, don't push yourself too hard. You don't want to push back. Back into downward dog. Bring that right foot forward. Left foot forward. In and up. Exhale.
It's the terror of knowing what this world is about. Watching some good friends screaming, let me out tomorrow.
Back downward dog.
There's no people on the streets.
Forward. Coming down slowly. And pulling through. And back. Left foot forward. Right foot forward. Forward fold. All the way up. Back to chair. Chair.
It's the terror of knowing what this world is
Straighten
about.
your legs.
Watching
Forward
some
fold.
good friends screaming, let me out.
And slowly.
People on the streets. Turned away from it all.
Okay. Take a deep breath in.
But it don't work.
A lot of people think yoga is just stretching, but it can be movement and strength involved too. So, I'm just trying to put the sun over. It doesn't work. That's okay. Okay. Coming back. Wide leg. Left leg. One hand on that. Right leg is. And the arms up. We'll land two. A lot of people will sit with that. You might need to narrow your legs a little bit. I usually do. This is called triangle. Kind of like I'm a little peapod. Put your right hand on the hip, and then left arm up, like someone's pulling you. When you can't go anymore, drop that left hand. Both legs are straight for this. Feel free to adjust your legs. You often see people try to do triangle like this because they think they have to touch the floor. But really, you're acting like your back is up against the wall. You all know how that is. Again, great heart opener. So bring that right shoulder back. And then back into warrior two. Now this is a song to remind us to breathe. And coming down. We're gonna meet back in mountain. I'm gonna switch sides so I can still face you. You see me? Okay. So bring that left leg back. Right knee bent. And again, we're just doing the opposite side here.
All that I know is
So I want you to everyone hike your shoulders up and bring them down. Our shoulders kind of creep up because that's where we hold our tension. Reverse.
I want to change the world.
And square two.
I sleep. I want to
Reverse again.
believe in more than you and me.
Warrior two.
All that I know is I'm free.
And we're going to slowly move into triangle.
All I can
So legs are straight.
is keep
Hand on hip.
breathing.
Someone's pulling.
All
Can't go anymore.
I can do
Tip.
is keep breathing.
Again, like you're in between two planes of glass. You can look down or up, whatever is best for your own balance. And coming back up. Okay, now we're going to do warrior one. So bring back to the front. Let's find ourselves in our mountain pose, our balance pose, where we find ourselves balanced. Bringing that right leg back, but you're facing center. You want your hips forward. The best way to tell is like goalpost arms. It's kind of an awkward pose, and that's okay. It's awkward. And that left knee. And shift forward to humble warrior. Hovering over your leg and not pulling up. Sing into humble warrior again. Now you can stay here if you want. You can try balance pose. So you just lift your right leg up. You do whatever you want with your arms. To the side. To the front. And then bringing the arms down, foot down. Turn forward fold. We're gonna come back, bring that left leg back. Hips are forward. And your pelvis is kind of tucked. Back knee straight, front knee is bent. Your back is straight. It's like if someone put a pole from your foot to your leg. Good work. Back up. Forward. You can stay here. Try that balance pose. Warrior three. Sometimes one side works and one side doesn't. Alright. Bring that foot down. And now we're going to go down to the floor. So let's go into our swan dive, forward fold. Sorry. Okay, we'll come back into our downward dog. Alright. Now I want you to pick up your right leg, open your hip, so your right foot is dropping behind you. It's a hip opener.
You find me somewhere.
Back to the center. Back to downward dog. Left leg up. Over. And center. Again, you're in downward dog, coming down. And you're gonna come back into child's pose. You stay there for just a minute.
Me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Okay. As you're resting here, you should remind yourself of your intention, holding that person, asking God's presence to be with us.
Think to myself, what a wonderful
We give thanks to God for this body we have, all the way it works well, the ways it doesn't work.
So pretty in the sky.
And from child's pose, we shift forward, and we're just going to drop down so we're flat. Okay. From here, we're going to just shift so we're up on our elbows. And this is all we're doing. But your hands are kind of splayed, pulling them back. Yeah.
They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And coming down. And do something called locust. I'm going to shift my camera, so just stay down on the ground for a second. So our hands are back, and then we're just gonna lift our chest up, holding ourselves up, not with our hands, but just with our lower back. And if you want, you can bring your arms out, come forward. You can stand here, or you can bring your feet up. Breathe in. It's a hard pose to breathe in, but. And all the way down. Rest. We're going to do that one more time. And all the way up. Or whichever you were doing. And slowly coming down. Okay, I'm going to push ourselves up. So we're on all fours again. We're going to do a shoulder stretch here. We're going to bring our right arm up. And then we're going to let it go under that left arm, and then shifting back. So your shoulders should be kind of close to the mat. Might not be all the way there. So if you can, it's like this. Back up, bring that right arm up, right arm down, left arm up, thread it through. They call this thread the needle. Coming back into all fours. Now we're going to come seated. Adjust my mat here. So you'll. Now, if this is available to you, it might not be, but if you could put your feet together, butterfly pose. Again, everybody's body is different. Some of you will knees will be like way up here. Some of you will be down. Some people try to bring their heels in as far as possible. You don't need to do that. Then just keep keep your back straight. Then if you'd like to, you can shift forward. Come down as far as you can, keep your back flat. You can injure yourself in yoga. I've actually done it many times before I figured it out. And slowly coming up. We're going to do a boat pose. You might recognize this, like common in Pilates too. You have a couple options. Again, back flat. So you're sitting on your tailbone. Shifting back so your feet are up. You can stay right there. Bring your feet up further. Bring your arms out. If you're feeling ambitious, you can straighten your legs. But if you find yourself hunching, don't do that. Back flat. Bend your legs if you find yourself hunching. And into butterfly. Back. We're moving into a different portion of the class where we're going to hold the pose just a little bit longer. I wonder if the stars realize that is to be mine, and would they let their light shine enough for me to follow? I look up to the heavens. Slowly drop those toes down. And again, you're facing me. We're going to put our feet out. Again, you can have a little bend in your knees. If you have any like lower back issues, it's really good to bend your knees. Bring your arms up and coming down. Again, keeping that back flat. That's what protects your back. Breathing in. The shells upon the roadsides I've taken from their own lines, the echo of their story. Coming back up. And down again. Should I be believing that I am only dreaming? Back up. Now we're going to bring our legs out. So they're kind of splayed like that. It doesn't have to be wide. It's whatever's comfortable for you. Here we're going to do another stretch, another heart opener. So you're going to bring your left arm up. Keep this right arm down. Bring it over. Now a lot of people think they need to touch their foot here. It's better to keep yourself open. You should feel stretched, hopefully right here. Just super flexible like that. The turn I had just taken, the turn that I was making, I might be just beginning, I might be near the end. Coming back to center with the opposite arm. One more time on each side. And other side. back to the center. And here we're gonna fold into the center. Again, just as far as you can go with your back flat. You might not be able to go down at all, that's okay. Okay, slowly coming back up. Okay. Bringing those feet in. Side, we're gonna lie down on our backs. Just lie down on your backs. Take a few moments. This, but we're going to do, usually I do a few ab exercises in my class. I'm sure they'll be very easy for you all. But we're just going to use to activate our abs. So bring the hands behind your lower head. And we're going to, this is slow motion sit-ups. So coming up, 3, 2, hold. Down, 2. Yoga sit-ups. And down. See, I told you. No problem. We're going to go into a bridge now. We did these before, but we're going to just spend a little bit more time in this. So we're going to lift our hips up. So sometimes our knees kind of splay out. Try to keep your knees together, hands down.
One heart, let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying.
Slowly going down, just like you're doing one vertebrae at a time.
Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Say it, let's get together and feel alright.
And back up.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really love to ask.
And slowly coming down.
Is there a place for the hopeless sinners?
And then this time we're going to do the option of picking up one of your right leg.
A Savior's home, believe one love. What about a one heart?
Bring that right leg down. Get your left leg up.
And feel alright. As it was in the beginning, one love. So shall
Left
it
leg
be.
down.
Yeah.
Holding.
Alright.
And exhaling.
And I will be.
Now this is like, I just call it windshield wipers. So drop your knees to one side and back.
Feel alright.
Practicing everything up.
Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon.
Okay.
So when the man
This is one of my favorite stretches. It's upside down pigeon. It's really good. Stretches your psoas muscle. So bring that right leg up, and then bend it so the right foot is over the left knee. Gently push that right knee out. Now, like if you have really tight hips, this might be the most you can do. But if you can pick that left leg up, having your hands behind the left knee. Keep that right foot flexed, that protects your knee. And then gently pull in until you feel a stretch. It should be good, like a good stretch, not like pain. Slowly dropping that left leg. And then if you can, kind of wrap your right leg over your left. This might be harder for men. And then pick up those legs and tuck them in. Kind of it looks like a pretzel. The other side.
Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide.
And gently lower that left leg. Right leg up.
So we've been told, and some choose to believe it.
And we're going to do the opposite side. Again, left heel over right knee. Gently pulling up, opening that hip, and bringing that opposite leg in.
The rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought
slowly lower that right leg. Okay, we're going to do the pretzel. If you don't want to do the pretzel, just bring your knees in and give yourself a hug.
So far, what's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Slowly lower those legs. So we're just lying on our back. And we're going to bring both of our knees in. Give yourself a hug. And then shifting back, just like rolling to the side. People call this massage, but I don't know.
Voices, I've heard them calling my name.
Back to the center.
Is this the sweet sound?
We have a little extra time, so I want to do one stretch on our stomach. I promise this is a stretch. So if y'all can flip to your stomachs real quick. And if you have any shoulder issues, just be super careful with yourself. Your first option is to have that left elbow bent. With your right hand kind of underneath your chest. Legs down. And then you're shifting over to your left side.
The rainbow connection.
Your arms like this, as a stretch for your chest and your shoulder. Bent, kind of like goalpost arms, like this, and you're shifting over. Your head can be down. Coming back down. No, I don't know. That's a little hard to explain, so I hope that was okay. Coming onto your back. And we're just going to do a few twists, and then we're going to be done. But we're going to be doing a meditation, which you can just totally relax in. Okay. So for this one, we're going to bring our right knee in, left knee out, and then drop that right knee over to the other side.
praise the
Be your right
Lord,
arm
but
out.
you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah.
You don't feel anything out, you can straighten your right leg, but get a little more of a stretch with that.
Your faith was strong,
Coming
but
back
you
to the
needed
center,
proof.
stepping
You
your right
saw
leg,
her
bringing that left
bathing
leg in.
on the roof, her
And dropping it to the
beauty and
side.
the
Try to keep your left shoulder on the ground.
overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne. She cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Back to the center. And now we're going to take both legs and drop them over.
Maybe I have been here before. I know this room, I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, hallelujah.
Back to the center. And dropping the knees to the other side.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. There was a time you let me know what's real and going on below, but now you never show it to me.
So if you need to get something to keep yourself warm, remember when I moved in you, usually we're just laying on our backs in yoga, but you can have your knees bent too.
And every breath we drew was hallelujah.
So we'll have this song, and then this will move into a more classical Anglican chant thing. If you fall asleep, don't worry, just relax. Bring those legs out. Well, let's return to our breath. Breathing in, 3, 2, 1.
Maybe there's
Exhaling.
a God above,
3,
and all I ever
2,
learned from
1.
love was how to shoot at someone.
Returning to your intention, the person who you need to. You're asking God's prayers.
It's not a cry you can hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
This next piece is about 5 minutes, so we'll just have 5 minutes of quiet. Okay, you can stay laying down for just a moment. I'm going to share a prayer, or you can come to seated, whichever you prefer. This prayer is in our prayer book for Compline, but I'm going to adjust it for the daytime because I think it's a perfect prayer for loving our neighbor. Keep watch, dear Lord, with those who work, or watch, or weep this night, and give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend the sick, Lord Christ. Give rest to the weary. Bless the dying. Soothe the suffering. Pity the afflicted. Shield the joyous, and all for your love's sake. Amen. Thank you all for sharing your morning with me. I hope it was okay.